Okay. I'll be the first to admit it. Title is clickbait as fuck. But I will do my best to try and explain some ways of thinking in order to help you understand it, if even just a tiny bit better. So if you bear with me, let's get into it. My first and most important thing I want everyone to think about is the next time you fire up Google to get the answers to the problem you're facing in Unreal or any other place really is, have I actually thought about this myself? Or did I run to get help the minute I started facing problems? Shit, come to think of it, this first one is applicable to any place at any time really. Okay, we're getting a bit off track. What I mean is, with the accessibility of the internet comes the ability to be lazy. And if you actually want to learn what you're doing, you can't afford to be lazy. I of course feel like there are exceptions to this. For example, if you're in need of a plugin that does what you need to do down to the dot and you have no interest in learning it, then get that plugin and use it. If someone already has created something that you need, why make it again? However, if you want to be able to bring your laptop to the cabin, although I'm assuming all cabins in 2022 have Wi-Fi, so okay. Imagine a power outage at your internet provider. Your phone is also completely dead because you dropped it in a puddle. Thus, you can't share internet from your phone, and it's being reported that the outage will last for, let's say, 1 week, and all of Elon's Starlink satellites suffered a malfunction and burned in the atmosphere. Wouldn't you want to be able to keep working that week? Another thing I personally like to do is something that I feel is overlooked, especially when just starting out. It's reading. No, not a novel. Here all night, folks.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really.
I mean, the Unreal Wiki and the Unreal forums. I mean, just even scrolling through it, reading other people's questions. Maybe you'll stumble upon an unanswered post that you know the answer to. Or maybe one of the posts gives you the aha solution to a problem you were facing a while back but gave up on. Digging yourself into the forums or the comment section of videos is not only a good way to get your mind fired up and ready to go, but you are also amongst like-minded people. Maybe you'll find your next game developing partner there and create something amazing together. Who knows? Of course, I understand that many of us, me included, don't necessarily like being all too social. So try and think of the forums/comment section as just a read. You don't have to respond to anything if you don't want to. The third one is something that personally works for me most of the time. It's taking breaks. I can't begin to tell you guys how many times I've been stuck on a problem for days on end without finding any solution to it. Only to suddenly, while working on another project, it dawns to me. And most of the time, the answer is so simple too. It was just me and my dumbass brain that made it into a huge difficult problem. Being stuck on something for 15 minutes, 1 hour, or even 6 hours is a regular occurrence to most people. But sometimes you gotta accept, well, I don't want to say defeat, but think of it more like a tactical retreat. Regroup, rest, and fight another day. This one is also particularly important for everyone to know. Understand that everyone learns at a different pace. Don't compare yourself to others. Also, don't be your own worst enemy. If it takes you X amount of time to learn something, then that's okay. Once it's learned, it's learned. You can move on and integrate your new knowledge into your project. What might come as second nature to some people doesn't have to come as second nature to you, and vice versa. One thing I like to do when attempting to teach my friends Unreal is to set up tasks for them. For example, make me a torch. Now, when sitting down and not knowing fuck all about the GUI or anything Unreal related, this might seem like a daunting task and they might start overthinking it. While in reality, a torch is as simple as 1, 2, 3, 4. Make a torch actor with a mesh, a light source, a particle effect, and that is technically a fully functioning torch. And once they get that task done, I give them a new task which expands upon something they just learned, but in a slightly different way. In this example, their next challenge would be make it so the player can equip/unequip the torch. This particular task is because I want them to understand early on that every component they drag into a blueprint is a component they can manipulate in one way or another, and so on and so forth. I do genuinely believe that most people who have an interest in Unreal are able to learn how blueprints work. I do also believe that 99% of us when starting out grasp over more than we can handle. As I said in the previous video, we want to create everything. Thus, when we figure out that we can't create everything, we end up quitting. Setting yourself reasonable goals is key. Now, I understand that this isn't the cheat sheet you all wanted to understanding the greatness which is Unreal, but it is the building blocks in order to be able to in the future. Keep calm and keep at it. Until next time.